Good morning, everybody. Good morning to the 7 o'clock edition. Normally, I start 30 minutes early at 6:30, but today I'm starting at 7 o'clock. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day that's observed um, here in Kansas City. So, what is up, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is cool. Everybody is up. I see. Shoe Life review, shoe Life fire reviews. What is up? What is up? Hopefully, we can get some people into the stream because I am going to be going over, which I literally just watched. Was The Last of Us episode 1. Gonna go into some spoiler categories. I'm also going to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine and Hugh Jackman talking about Deadpool 3 in the on his CNN interview and just a little bit more. So you already know how we do it. We try to get this thing cracking. You know what I mean? And without further ado, the real question is,
Are you ready?
and don't forget to stay long, but drop my daughter off for school. It is cool. Come back on the replay. Just make sure to come back on the replay. Okay. So how's everybody doing? Again, if you're catching this on a replay, just make sure that you put everything in the comment section. Let's talk about The Last of Us. Let's talk about this Deadpool 3 news. Was going to wait for some people to come in here and talk, you know what I mean? Just so I can just start announcing some people, but I already know a lot of people just ain't used to being up this early in the morning, you know what I mean? Normally, um, yeah, I am up because I work overnight. So, it's easier for me to be up and go to bed in like an hour. You know what I mean? So most definitely, sis, just watch the replay. Be part of the replay crew. You know what I mean? So let's go into, matter of fact, before I go there, you already know that I always talk about the cool stuff that I get. And I always want to share some of this stuff with you guys. You know what I mean? So the first thing I'm going to share, this is something that I got back. I think I got this for my birthday, but this is Black Panther. And this is basically the entire run of the first appearance of T'Challa in Jungle Action. This is, I think, it's the entire run of the Jungle Action comics that was created by uh, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby with a couple other people. But yeah, this goes all the way into where he fights the Klan and the whole entire nine. But this was from his Jungle Action run. You know what I mean? So this is something that I always tell people, and mind you, I also have these comics in the comic form too. So I got these in the comic form. So this just talks about his run through the late 60s, early 70s. And I got this this came from Barnes and Noble. I think this is like $25. I think I got this for my birthday. And this is for people who want to understand why I keep saying recast T'Challa, why I keep putting up and being vocal about T'Challa, not Toussaint, son of T'Challa, because that character's made up. I'm talking about the original T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. This guy, the reason why he's Black Panther. So this is one of the things that I want to show you guys. And again, I love this because it does have some interesting information in here, and I just want to read just a little bit. And I'm going to go to the next thing that I kind of want you guys to understand. But what I do like about this is because it gives us a little insight of what a lot of people are talking about. And if you want to know anything about more reading, it actually has the Black Panther collection list of who wrote it, and the era that they wrote it in. So of course Jack Kirby, Ed Harrington, Peter Gillis, Dennis Cowan. That was the Revenge of the Panther. That was Kirby's return to Black Panther in 1977. I want y'all to really understand for real. Black Panther was actually Jack Kirby's baby. Seriously. Because he brought the idea to Stan. That was his baby. So you got the Kirby run, you got Christopher Priest run, you got the original Hunland run, David Liss, which is Black Panther, the Man Without Fear. And the Man Without Fear is when he went to Hell's Kitchen after after he got exiled out of Wakanda and went to Hell's Kitchen for a couple years. And again, this is when T'Challa gives up his crown after Doom War event, and he takes over for the Daredevil. He must defend Hell's Kitchen without the benefit of his powers, and it's run from 2010 to 2012. So it talks about that. Ta-Nehisi Coates' run with Black Panther Volume 1, A Nation Under His Feet, Roxanne Gay and Ta-Nehisi Coates' run with Alithis on Martinez, who's Black Panther World of Wakanda, Ta-Nehisi Coates and Evan Narcisse Paul Renaud is the Rise of the Black Panther. Ninde Okorafor, I'm probably butchering that. Aaron Covington, Andre Lima Herrero, Black Panther's Long Live the King. I mean, again, a lot of these are strictly for T'Challa. You know what I mean? Now, there is the Shuri run they talk about here. The Shuri, the search for Black Panther, and this is about a volume of collects the issues from 2018 to 2019 on the first ongoing solo series about T'Challa's sister Shuri. And I have those comics too. I have her solo run. I don't have the whole entire thing. I think I'm missing a few issues, but I got a majority of that solo run. And this was interesting. Black Panther and Shuri worked together to solve the mystery and defeat villains in the stories for younger audience, which debuted in 2019, which was Marvel Action's Black Panther. So this just proves, and if you get this book, it actually shows you and proves you that T'Challa is a Black Panther, and he can even be with his sister, and they both be elevated at the same time. So this is something that I would really recommend for especially any Black Panther fan. The other thing that I want to show you is this cool Funko Pop that I just got in with my girl Monica Rambeau, the original Captain Marvel. Look at that right there. Oh my God. And I am a big, for one, I have her first edition too. And the first time she was introduced in the comics. And when I tell you, I was so happy to get this because this goes along with my Shuri and my Black Panther one. I'm going to get the Miles Morales one. I wish they had the other one for like Adam Brashear and Luke Cage, so I could just get, my Black Funko Pop going on. You know what I mean? And like I said, this is amazing. So just got that in from Amazon yesterday. I did a pre-order for that, and I just got it in yesterday. So I think that is amazing. Of course, when they get a Deadpool, when I'm getting that regardless. So, and that segues me into the actual. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit because this is kind of loud in my ear. But it's segueing me into something that I want to talk about, and that's Deadpool, Wolverine, Deadpool 3. Let's get into it. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And this is just the update. This is coming from Hugh Jackman. I haven't seen this. It's from CNN. I actually have not seen this. But this is Hugh Jackman talking about his portrayal of Wolverine and CNN. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this. And, let's discuss.
Finally, I understand that you're set to play in the next Deadpool movie. And even though you're...
You know, I love the way that Hugh and Ryan Reynolds, they do this to each other to promote the film. They act like they're enemies, but they're really just doing this to promote the film. And I think this is amazing. I love the promotion for Depp. It's one of the most ingenious marketing plans to ever be created by anyone. It's amazing.
Character Logan of Wolverine was killed off in the last movie. You're going to play Wolverine again for the 10th time.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, you categorize it as the Deadpool movie. We like to call it Wolverine 10. That's what we call it in our house.
See, this is it, and again, this is the reason why I love Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds take on these characters. You know what I mean? It's because they can do all the marketing stuff without getting in trouble with Marvel or anything like that. Promote the movie because people are getting interested just to see the dynamic between, you know, Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. And if you're a Deadpool fan like I am, you know, Ryan has been trying to get Wolverine into these movies for the last two movies. So now we finally get to that point, and I cannot wait. I am literally so excited. Just even listening to this and knowing we're getting this movie is so exciting.
Have you checked with Ryan Reynolds on this?
I need to check with him. We basically, this is taking place, the story is pre-Logan, which is exactly as you said, where Logan died. So we're pre that in the storyline.
Okay.
And I honestly, Chris, I really thought I was done. Like I was at peace with it. Fine. I got asked every day at interviews or Ryan Reynolds ringing me, can we do it again? I'm like, no, I'm done. Someone said to me, I think it was Deb, I think it was my wife. She said, oh, you know, after this, what is it you really want to do? And I was just driving down a day later and I thought, what do I want? And it came to me like that. Because when I keep thinking of me and Ryan of Deadpool and Wolverine, which are classic comic book rivals, there's also a dynamic that I've never really got to do before as Wolverine.
Finally.
And he's absolutely correct. He never got to really do his dynamic take with Wolverine and with the real Deadpool. We all remember what the Deadpool was in the Wolverine, the what's the X-Men Origins Wolverine was trash. And again, this gives me to a lot of points when we as golly, I didn't even put in my banner. We as comic book fans, you know what I mean? When we argue about these type of things, you know what I mean? And we talk about, you know, how for one, let me just say this, and I heard a brother say this the other day on a YouTube channel. I'm gonna put it to the side here. I heard a brother say this on a YouTube channel. Is that we, the fans, the one who dress up at Comic-Con and get all this stuff together, we are the ones who, let me put this, we push this stuff. We're the ones who make sure that stuff like this gets produced because we're the fans. And we're going to be the most vocal because we care. Do you think anybody, you think I'm bad with the Black Panther? You have no idea. Now, I am a fanatic, a crazy person, a nutball, put a tinfoil on my head. When it comes to Wade Wilson, oh, just totally different. When it comes to Logan, oh, it's totally different. Because if you destroy those characters, oh yeah, you're going to hear my mouth until you fix it. And what's funny is that people was hearing the mouth of the fans when they saw that depiction of Deadpool. It was trash. You already know that was maggot juice. It was horrid. That depiction of Deadpool. Let Deadpool with Baraka Blaze coming out of his arm, shooting lasers out of his face. He can't talk. He doesn't have the classic mask on. He's not breaking the fourth wall. Just everything the character is not was in that movie. And that's why that movie did poorly. What did they do? They changed Wolverine, and and it's funny because they went to the Wolverine, which was a little bit, it was way better than Wolverine's Origins. That movie is trash. That movie, I cannot watch that. Gambit sucks in that movie. Now, how you mess up him? I didn't like the casting either. But I mean, there's a lot wrong with that. Oh my god, it was a lot wrong with that movie. So the fans, they heard the fans, and that's why Logan was so effective. That's why Logan was so good. You know what I mean? And it focused on one particular character, you know what I'm saying, in his journey towards the end of his life. But then by that time, we already got Ryan Reynolds being very committed. He was excellent as Wade Wilson. They just destroyed him as Deadpool, but as Wade Wilson, man, the opening scenes of that was the best scenes of the Wolverine's origin movie. Was a scene with Deadpool. As a matter of fact, the video game was 1,000 times better than the actual movie. And we vocalize that the fans, the people who are gonna go buy this stuff, we're gonna go buy the merch, we're gonna go buy the costumes, we're gonna go do this, we're gonna go to the Comic Cons, to the Planet Cons, and the whoever cons. We're gonna go to that stuff and spend our money. Most of you casual moviegoers are not doing all of that. You're not spending your money. You're not going to these things. You're not doing any of that. So when you hear us talk and we hear you yapping, yeah, we're going to have some kickback. Yeah, we're going to sound wild and obnoxious or whatever because we spend our hard-earned money buying the merch to keep this thing going, buying the comics and all of that. So when we see things that are not right, we're going to be vocal about it. And y'all have to understand it. And if you don't understand that, it's like being a sports fan. Do you want to see your sports team continue to lose every single time? I mean, just L after L after L after L after L. No, you're going to start being vocal because you spend your money. If I don't spend my money, who am I to say anything? You know what I mean? But if I'm buying season tickets to go see, my favorite team get their ass kicked every day, yes, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Eventually, I'm gonna want to have some change, and eventually, something's gonna have to happen. That's how we are with these comic book characters. That's why I like the fact that she was realizing that this is what the fans are demanding. We need you to. I know what you did in Logan. It was beautiful, great send off, everything. But you could do this again. You could do this again. Before you pass the mantle up, and again, the mantle is going to get passed to Wolverine, to a new Wolverine with a new universe and all of that stuff, right? So we're gonna see that character again. Deadpool is a different story because that Ryan's gonna play it probably until he's old man. And if you haven't never read the Legacy Deadpool comics, when not Deadpool versus Deadpool or the Despicable Deadpool towards the end of that 2015 run, I believe. Yeah, when he gets the old man and when they do Deadpool and Spider-Man and they old men, and the old man Peter Parker with the gut. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, he's probably gonna do that forever. But even when he is done playing it, someone else, he passes that on to another actor. That's what it's about, keeping the legacy going. That's what it's about. And this is why I love the fact that Hugh just said, I was driving down the street, he just clicked. I gotta do this. But I never experienced that with this particular character. So yeah, one more time. Can you give me one more time? Can you give me? But matter of fact, man, let's start one more time. Let's do this. Let's do a couple other things, and then we can just put a crescendo to this thing, which is going to be Secret Wars. It's going to be to me, it's going to be the crescendo of the whole entire run for Hugh Jackman. I think after that he's done. I truly believe that. Probably going to do. Hopefully, they still do Hulk versus Wolverine. In Secret Wars, so we can be able to see that because that's a playoff Hulk 181. So that's the first introduction of Wolverine, which would have been dope if we would have seen a Hulk movie and Wolverine jumps out as Hugh Jackson Wolverine and he's going against the Hulk. Oh my god. See, that's the stuff we clamoring for. So phase 5, Starting with Ant-Man and the Wasp. We gonna see what y'all gonna do. I unlike a lot of people are done with the MCU and all the portrayals and stuff that they've done. A lot of people, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. And the reason why I'm not done yet, because I believe that they can course correct. I believe they're doing that now by saying, okay, we're not going to push our many movies. We're going to ride this thing out. We're going to push some things here. We're going to push some things there. You know what I mean? We're gonna do that. Let's see. Derpy, what's going on? What's going on, Dre? I mean, he said, what's going on, Derp? But I believe that they can be able to course correct. I believe when you hear real fans that's passionate and we're not talking about psychopaths, not what they're doing with James Gunn and all that other stuff. I'm talking about really passionate. Like when I said we want the role of T'Challa recast, there's a reason why there's a precedence for that. That's the reason why we want to do it. When we say we want to see Hugh Jackman Wolverine in the MCU, we want to see the Fox X-Men in the MCU at least once. We got to see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man in the MCU, so we know things can be done. We want it done because we're invested. We're not spending all this money for you just to give us just anything. So I truly feel, and when Bob Chapek got fired, I already knew right then and there they're trying to course correct this thing. They're trying to get it right. I'm giving it time because I'm hopeful, because I already seen what you can do that brought me into the MCU. And I want to tell somebody this before they go into my comment section talking crazy, talking about we wilding or whatever. Dude, I've been a fan of Marvel comics since they were making Transformer comics. You know what I mean? I'm an 80s baby. Soon as you see that Marvel cartoon logo with, I think it was Sunbelt or whatever. Matter of fact, let me go find that. But that's how long I've been a fan. I've been a fan forever. You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan forever. So hold on, I'm gonna show y'all. So I can show you how long I've been a fan of this stuff. And I want the old. Let me see. Let me see if I can get 19. Trying to find the old Marvel comics. I know it's the intro. It's a animation, Marvel animation. That's why I need to go. There it is. Let me show y'all. Oh, I forgot. I didn't put it back on the screen. Yeah, since the old, you know what I mean, the Marvel Comics stuff. You know what I mean? Marvel Comics animation. You know what I mean? That's how long. That's how they're meant to go do Marvel animated. But yeah, the old stuff. Since this Spider-Man. So when I'm talking about, dedication over years, man, I'm talking about Spider-Man and his amazing friends and all of that, man. I've been a fan. It ain't like I just woke up and seen the MCU one day and like, yo, I'm about to ride with that. No. Since Knight Rider, Michael Jackson, Thriller was the number one album. When you had to physically buy the album. I'm talking about since then. So I'm dedicated. You know what I mean? And I know some older fans who feel this way. And the only thing we're actually saying is, you can course correct Marvel. And I do have a lot of still got hope and faith. Now some of the characters went off the rail. Thor is one of them. I believe you could course correct Thor. When Chris Hemsworth came out and said, I think we went a little too far with this character, that tells me that he can sit down with Marvel and say, hey, we need to be able to change this, because we could be able to do something better. We could give our fans something better than what we gave them. Yeah, it was silly. It was completely silly. But I believe they could course correct. I believe that they could sit back and say, let's get back to the basis. Let's get back to the basics, and we can be able to fix this. So I have faith. I have faith. Do I have faith in the Black Panther franchise? Not as much. But I believe that we continue to be vocal. The people who want change are going to continue to be vocal. The people who don't want change, don't want to do anything different, that's cool. But I believe the ones who want change, we're going to continue to be vocal. And this is the reason, like I said, Deadpool is the way he is. This is the reason why Wolverine is the way he is, because we got vocal. We, the nerds, the ones that people used to make fun of. I don't know if any blurs out there, but I'm gonna just tell you my story, and then I'm gonna get to The Last of Us. Especially if you came for The Last of Us. But I remember when, matter of fact, just recently, I was always showing this stuff when I was doing my show. And I'm talking about social commentary. I can talk about something so deep. I can be talking about mental health and mental awareness, or I can talk about domestic violence. Only thing people can pay attention to is all of this stuff that I got in the background. They're not listening to the information because they're too busy. Like, I ain't paying attention to him. What's that mess in the background? I know he ain't telling me nothing about no relationships. This man I had literally a lady type that. I know you ain't telling me about nothing. You got toys in the background. And she couldn't even take me seriously because my passion, what I care about, because I care about my people too. But she couldn't, they think, or she thought that me as a Black man, I can't talk about real issues and still have this in the background. It just didn't equate to her because she didn't take me seriously. You know what I mean? Because she couldn't differentiate, my passion and what I love back here and the passion that I have for my people, that I could walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. We were the ones who was buying the comics, and people made fun of us. Oh man, this dude got comic books or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We used to go to school dressing up in our little, comic book t-shirts or whatever. We got made fun of because we were still watching certain cartoons like Batman the Animated Series, Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Power Rangers. We'll go home, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about the latest episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series or whatever. We the ones who got made fun of. You know what I mean? Let's see. Was the Closeted Birds who I saw and met Black Nerd Comedy. Yes. Black Nerd Comedy is my guy too, man. I love Andre. Would you like to my first words to my friends at my watch party after I watch The Last of This? I'm trying to understand what you said. I'm sorry. Would you like to my first words to friends at my watch party after? I'm sorry. I'm still trying to understand what you're saying. So rewrite it. I think I'm kind of misinterpreting what you said. But yeah, Professor Film Fan, what's going on? To know. Okay. Would you like to know my first words? Like to know my first words to friends at my watch party. Yeah. Okay. My first thoughts, basically. Yeah, we're gonna get to it in just a second. Let me get into it in just a second because I gotta get this rant out. Because I want to get this rant out real quick because seriously, it's like, especially Black nerds. You know what I mean? Like, I had a choice. Like, basically, I was trying to keep all of this away from people when I was doing social commentary. And you could go on my YouTube channel, or you could go on iTunes. Go to the Dre Max Show on iTunes and listen to the stuff I was talking about. Black empowerment and all this and all of that stuff. And then how many people would watch the show And then like I even had it where I didn't have any of this stuff. I just had a Bruce Lee, you know what I'm saying, poster in the back because I adapt like water. Because Bruce Lee is somebody that I was attracted to his philosophy. Besides his kung fu, his philosophy. And people still have a problem with you just having anything. You know what I mean? That's associated with the nerd community. I guess guys we're tribe, community, whatever we call. You know what I mean? So you would have people, I would know people that come over and they'd be like, dude, what's all these toys? Me and my brother. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't understand is that the stuff we were into, the Transformers and you know what I'm saying, the Ninja Turtles and all of that stuff kept us out of trouble. Kept us from going out there and trying to be cool out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Doing dumb stuff, selling dope and all of that. That kept us from doing that. I mean, we went, I went from, collecting, I was a big car guy. You know what I mean? And I got a big thing, a big collection of TV cars. You know what I'm saying? Knight Rider, Dukes of Hazzard, you know what I'm saying? Hardcastle McCormick, and all that type of stuff. Batman cars, all of that stuff. And I'm gonna have people to be like, "You like that type of stuff? That's stupid." But you rather have me out here? What you want me out here doing? Oh, I must be out here, slanging dope with a gun and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Would you rather have me spend my money on? You know what I mean? Trying to get high every day, trying to be cool, spending my money, blowing it on y'all, or do you want me to just live my passion? So eventually, you can go on my page. The day that I said that I was going to change all the social commentary, I was doing reaction videos to just nonsense. I'm just being real. I'm gonna be 100% with you, and this is why my passion is because I was putting my energy into something that was not my passion. This right here is my passion. This right here is what I like to do. This right here is why I get off of work with no energy, been sick all weekend, and still come and give y'all what I'm giving y'all. You know what I mean? Because that's my passion. That's what I like to do. And I like to talk about this stuff. And I like to share this stuff with other black men and black women. Don't be afraid of who you are. Never be afraid of who you are. And I was afraid of who I was until one day I said, man, skip y'all. I don't care about no algorithm. I don't care about who like it or whatever. I'm going to do this for me because it makes me feel good. And if people rock with it, cool. And if they don't, that's all right with me too. You know what I mean? So have that mentality, man. Don't let nobody stop you from having your passion, having what you want to do. You know what I mean? Doing what you want to do. And if you like blur stuff, and man, me and my man Cosmo right here, we gonna rock this thing out, man. Me and Cosmo right here, we gonna rock this thing out. Me and Megatron and all my Transformers up here, all the Transformers up there, all the 80s stuff. Now the Ninja Turtle stuff I got, we gonna rock this thing out. If they don't like it, oh well. You know what I mean? They don't have to be a part of this ride, but don't complain when the ride get a little shaky and we start complaining about it. So let's get to The Last of Us and Dirt. You can go ahead and put what you was you can go ahead and put your thoughts down while I'm going ahead and getting this prepared. You know what I'm saying? Is The Last of Us worth watching? Is The Last of Us worth watching? Yes, go ahead and now this is your time, my man. Go ahead and give me your first thoughts. I want your basic thoughts on The Last of Us. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts. I'm not going to get into spoiler territory. I'm going to keep it very basic on it. Just kind of like just give you some of the things I thought. So it said as soon as it ended, I told my friends as a complete joke, anyone want to watch the Halo series? Laugh my ass off. Nah, I'm joking. That was the best adaptation of a video game ever, and it was the pilot setup episode. And my sentiments exactly. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never played the Last of Us video game. I'm really, how can I say this? Like, Gears of War is like the type of game that I will play, like a survivor, zombie, alien apocalypse game, like something like that. And The Last of Us wasn't a game, even though it was a highly touted game. It was a type of game that I would purchase because that's not kind of my genre. You know what I'm saying? Really, sports and fighting games for real. You give me some Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm saying, or you give me some like I got Mortal Kombat. Marvel versus Capcom, some Street Fighter, something like that. Or some 2K or some Madden, you know what I mean? But The Last of Us is a highly touted game. And I wasn't sure about the show because I never played the game. So I came into it as a complete noob. And I would say this. Watching this, and again, this is not a spoiler. I'm not even going to go to the spoilers territory. I will give the synopsis of the game because the game has been out since 2013. So I would just say this: it is a slow burn because what they have to do, and I like this about it, they took time to world build and to character develop. So you see how the character develops over the course of I think the first episode is an hour and 20 minutes. Let me see what you said. I would say that the show is definitely more intense than the game. There were some moments in the beginning of the show that I'm like, yo, I can't wait for more of that. But I understand why we didn't get more of that. And if you've seen the show, you'll understand what I'm saying. But it was one scene that I was sitting there like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, did it taste like chicken? Because there was a whole lot of chewing going on. You know what I mean? It was a lot of chewing going on. I'm like, man, is it good? And you know what I mean? And that character turned around and was like, "Rah!" I thought it was awesome. I love the addition of 1968 scene with the sciences. And yeah, again, without going into too many spoilers, it was actually based on a real virus. Yes, there is a fungus that, and I've seen this before, that ants get. Well, they attack ants and the fungus turn the ants into like mindless zombies or whatever to do their bidding or whatever it does. And it's crazy that they use that real life science, the real fungus, which makes it even more scary. Yeah, the real life fungus that gets inside of an ant and it controls the brain, it becomes a zombie. You know what? Let's watch that. Let's see if we can watch that. Let's see if we can find a zombie ant. And I think you would understand. Like, again, I'm a noob to this show. Very much a noob to to the franchise. But let me see if I can. Zombie ant fungus. Yeah. Yeah. So let me just show y'all. Give me just a second. Hold on. So fair use, fair use. Let me see, Derp. What did you say? You said I do know without telling you the spoilers how it actually spreads and the outbreak actually happens because of audio clip. That was released like 2 to 3 days. That was released like 2 to 3 days ago. Okay. Let me just do this real quick. Let me add my stream back on, but since this is real, this is a real fungus, and this is basically the synopsis of the show without giving you spoilers.
Fungi and slime molds race to decompose dead matter on the forest floor. Many spread by releasing spores, up to 30,000 a second.
Now, mind you, that the in the beginning of the show, it does give you this synopsis of fungus that can be able to spread. They give you this information right here, so it's not really a spoiler because literally it's beginning. You'll see it. You know what I mean, but it's talking about the actual parasite that's inside of the fungus that gets into the ant. You know what I'm saying, and how they use this type of stuff for even cures and stuff like that. So
If just one of these spores lands in the right place and takes root, it can colonize a whole new.
I just hope that I don't get copyright claim, because you know how this stuff is. Let me try to get to the meat of it. Let me see.
The dead.
So
Days ago, a spore landed on this ant.
So the spore landed on the ant, and you can see exactly what's going to go on with the ant. And basically, this is the show. My brother put me on the game and thought the episode did great. Yeah, the episode did a wonderful job of not being too fast, not being so heavy on the themes of the video game. As far as like okay, not just being like a video game. Like when you first start a video game, like I just started Gotham Knights, right? So in the beginning of Gotham Knights, of course you go through the tutorial and you got to beat up people. So you can know how to be able to, be able to beat up people, and then you do detective work. And you beat up more people, do detective work. And it didn't start off as just beat up story. You know what I'm saying? Beat up. No, it actually told a way better story than Willow. Let me just put it like that. I was watching Willow, and I was a fan of the 1988 movie Willow, but the show was so boring that I couldn't really. I don't even want to go back to it, and I just want to finish it, but I don't even want to go back to it. And from what I saw, I was going to get the origins of the virus in the second episode, and I hope so, and I hope you stay to see what the directors, and they got the creator of the Last of Us game as executive producer and writer on there, which is awesome when they do that. But I just want to just show you. I kind of wanted to see this now.
Now she's acting strange. A network of roots has infiltrated her muscles. Her body has been taken over by cordyceps.
And that's where I'm going to end it at. The cordyceps. And basically, that's Last of Us. That is the virus in Last of Us. So that kind of gives you give you that. So it's a parasite that take over these people's body and mind, and they act exactly like this ant. Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim or whatever, using this for fair use and education purposes only. But yes, that's how it is. So, let me, matter of fact, what's the I was kind of looking at this so I could be aware of the characters in the show. So I want to be able to share this tab on this. So Pedro Pascal plays Joel Miller. He is the main protagonist in the show. Then you have Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, and Gabriel Luna plays Tommy Miller, the brother. Merla Dangerous plays Marlene, and I believe that if I'm not mistaken, she is the voice of Marlene in the actual video game, and she plays that character on the show. So I believe that was an awesome thing for them to do, to bring her back into the actual show, from the video game to the show. So I think that was amazing that they did that. Again, it was, like I said, the beginning of it it's really tragic, and it shows the character Joel from tragedy to where he is 20 years later, post-apocalyptic Boston. If I'm not mistaken, man, Pedro Pascal looks just like Burt Reynolds in this movie. I mean in this show. If it's maybe I'm tripping, but he reminds me of Burt Reynolds in the show in the show. But when he talks, I'm not gonna lie, it was times where I was talking and I'm trying to get ready for the show. So I'm watching it, but I'm still trying to get ready for the show. And all I could hear was a Mandalorian. I swear, when he talks and just I guess it's a simple type of way that he speaks when it's just very normal and it comes off kind of like this. I need the kid. I want to go. This is the way. I could just hear. That's all I could hear is Pedro Pascal's voice in this. And again, I absolutely loved it. And again, I was sitting there and I was like, this is like House of the Dragon. With House of the Dragon, I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones, but I was so intrigued by all the drama and the lead up and storytelling, just not explosions. And they have their explosions and stuff in here. And it also reminds me of Lovecraft Country when you have the story and you're trying to figure out all this stuff at the beginning, and then you have the explanation and stuff being done by the characters, and they're explaining it, and they're giving you the plot and all of that, and then you move into this area where you start seeing the character. You start seeing things in a particular character, and other characters are meeting up, and you're starting to tell this progressive story, which I can tell is going to elevate, move over, so we can tell a one cohesive story because all these different characters are coming together. So that's what I get excited about. Again, I'm character and story driven more than the Flash and all of that. That's cool, but if the story's not good and it doesn't have me intrigued, I don't want to watch it. And this particular show has me engaged. There's certain things that I'm still trying to find out because I haven't played the video game. So all I have is a synopsis of the video game. I kind of understand what the synopsis is, but there's still things that I want to find out for myself. What is the what is the TV show going to do that's different from the video game, and so on and so forth. So is it worth watching? Absolutely, especially if you like character-driven, story-driven TV where you can get into the characters enough time to tell a cohesive story. You know what I mean? It's not like 42 minutes and it's done. And and be honest with you, that's something that Marvel's going to have to change if they want to continue to keep people engaged into the shows. If they do Daredevil, 18 episodes shouldn't be it. They should have 9 1 hour and some change episodes or whatever. You know what I mean? They did that with the Lord of the Rings series. They did that. The Boys is almost an hour. You got to do that instead of these long drawn out. And then, I understand waiting up until 3:00 in the morning to watch that, and half of the time I'm at work or I have to watch it when I'm getting off or whatever. To me, Andor did it perfectly. You got to do it like that. It has to be more story. It has to be an understanding. It have to be able to fit with the whole scheme of with everything else. It has to be connective tissue. And from what I'm seeing here, I really like what I'm seeing so far. Hey, they're just swinging by. Still got to watch this. Hey, Tim, this is non-spoiler. I appreciate you stopping by. Congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers, man. Continue to push. I will be checking out your channel also. So, hey, I appreciate you stopping by on mine, man. But again, if you like story, character-driven show, I think this is for you. I think a lot of fans from The Walking Dead would probably like this. A lot of Stranger Things fans might like this also. The difference is these are not kids. These are what's a kid in there, but these are mostly adult stuff. So yes, it's worth watching. If you guys want me to do a spoiler review, make sure you put in the comment section of this video if you want me to go into like spoiler territory, come back, revisit this and talk about spoilers. We can talk about spoilers. And all of that. We'll set up a day where we just talk about spoilers of the show. If you like this content, make sure you put in the comment section like, yeah, man, continue to talk about this, man. And we can get up a fan base, man, where we can talk about this in the mornings and or whenever, you know what I mean? It can't be in the evenings because I'll be at work. But let's just do that. Let's just do that. So yes, The Last of Us is worth watching. Make sure to check out episode 1 on HBO Max. I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend you really paying attention to the integral parts of certain things that's being said, because I believe that it's going to make sense in the long run, because this is really story. This first episode is very much heavily story driven. There's a lot of explanation, and I can't think of the word, but there's a lot of dialogue going on. You know the word. I'm getting sleepy and I have to be at work at 4. So yeah. Let me see. Talked about Deadpool, talked about The Last of Us. Let me see. It's gonna go until 8 o'clock. So let me see. Trying to think of what else I was gonna say. I could take some of you guys' comments and stuff like that if you're still in the chat or anything. I'll take some comments from you guys and answer some of you guys' questions. I am going to be working on the video. I was sick this weekend. I'm still I'm still sopped up, but I'm still kind of get over this cold that I got. But I am going to be working on the video for Black Panther, especially going into Black Panther, the number 13. I'm going to talk about that, and in a future, it's going to be a video. It's not going to be one of the lives, but it's going to be a video. So I'm still working on that. So give me a little time on that. Tomorrow I will be back at my usual time, 6:30. That show, I've literally watched that show. Like I got out the shower, I wanted to watch it because I wanted to talk about it, because I've seen everybody else kind of talking about it, and I still haven't watched Bad Batch episode 3, so I have to watch Bad Batch episode 3. But yeah, it is worth watching. It's worth checking out. Wouldn't be surprised if one of the better shows of 2023. And like I said, House of the Dragon blew me completely away. And I need a little bit more of that. I need that drama. I need that. But anyway, I don't have that much. I don't have that much to talk about. I just got a icon for all my my let me just say this, my content creators. I just got a new webcam in. This is a Nexago 2K QHD webcam with remote, the NP40 or N940p. God, I don't know what I was reading. So if you see the picture just a little bit more cleaner, just a little smidge more sharper, then that's because I went out and bought me a new webcam. I was going to buy a actual camera and spend a lot of money on a new camera, and then I said, you know what, I don't want to. And this went on sale on Amazon, so I said, you know what, let me check it out. And this has a lot of features, so I could be able to actually sharpen my picture up and stuff like that, and actually get a little bit more of a HD quality. So actually a full HD quality where I could be able to control my settings, because golly, I was looking at some of the videos and I was so washed out in kind of like, I mean, I'm brown and I was literally like Gray Hulk or something like that, you know what I mean? So this looks a little bit better. Other than that, I don't have too much. Like I said, if you like what I'm talking about, man, make sure you put it in the comment section. Just make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. I never want to hold you guys. I always want to, make sure you guys got what you got out of this video, man. Again, I appreciate, the ones who came in, checked in with the video. Again, if you're watching this on the replay, you know what I mean? Just make sure you put it in the comment section of the video, and I'll holler at you guys next time. You already know what it is. Where's my outro? If you came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking around for the entirety of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you want to get a little more personal with me, hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on Twitter, or any of the social medias that you see below you. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher.